Aloha, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Dirty Girl Comedy online virtual show. Dumbledore clap. I'm very excited that you all decided to join us tonight, and I'm very excited for the show. It's been difficult as a comic in quarantine to not be able to perform for people. That's what we love. That's what we love to do. So I'm very excited for the show tonight. We've got some amazing comics. We've got comics from the Big Island, Aurora Hermanns, Nikki Gour, myself included. We've got an amazing comic from Oahu, Miss Tiffany Yamauchi, and all the way from Canada, your headliner tonight, Miss Simmone P. And let me tell you, she is phenomenal. Now, full disclosure, I will tell you that when we were recording the show, we did have some technical difficulties as we're learning how to navigate this virtual platform. So you're gonna see that tonight in the show. I gotta be honest, it wouldn't be a Dirty Girl comedy show without some technical difficulties. So please bear with us. The next one should be a little bit cleaner, a little bit smoother, if you will. Now, the first comic I have for you tonight is one of my favorites. Not only is she funny, she's gorgeous, and she does all of the things from acro yoga to this crazy knot tying thing that she's into that's very sexy and scares the hell out of me. But you're gonna see her funny side tonight. Please stick around for the virtual threat, Miss Aurora Hermanns.
Hi friends, I miss you so much. If you're watching the show and we haven't met, well, we probably won't because we're forced to stay home and be lonely. But I'm actually staying quite busy. I've got lots of projects, things to keep me going during my day, but I do. It's weird. I miss people laughing at me. I miss people laughing like right at my face. You know, I miss doing comedy at beautiful venues, but silver lining, because I'm an adult and I do performing from home, I don't have to wear pants. Yeah. And I get to drink juice boxes every day. Because tricks are for kids and juice boxes are for everyone. But believe it or not, I have a full-time job. I'm actually a dental assistant at a clinic where we only treat children. Now, the other day I was walking out the door to work and my roommate goes, "Have a good day, torturing kids and ruining lives." No, my roommate is actually a quiet extrovert, so I was very surprised when she said this. I didn't really know how to respond, but me being me, I was like, "Thanks, off to my dream job." You can't tell, but I've been pretty bummed. Due to social distancing, I can't do all my favorite group activities like drinking juice boxes. I did just talk to a friend on the phone though recently, a friend from Alaska, and just catching up, but really it was mostly me whining about how like, oh, I can't perform on stage, and oh, I can't go out and dance, oh, and I can't go do acrobatics, and oh, I can't, spin and play with fire, meh. But without missing a beat, he goes, "Is playing with fire code for masturbation?" Zing, right? I know. Well. So only because he is also a ginger, I allowed it, because I feel sorry for him. I don't like it when men make unwanted comments about my hair or my pubes or like carpets match the drapes or like anything like that. I really don't, but I get it all the time. Like, I'm fed up with it. I can't go out in public or like, even my own inner dialogue, I make fun of my Cheeto patch. I don't know. I was at the bar and this guy came up to me and he was like, "Hey, you're a beautiful redhead. Did you know I was a wild bush firefighter?" "Oh. You don't say. Yeah, no, I save a jug of gasoline in my car just for a guy like him." Yeah, I don't shave down there. It's a flourishing chia pet, but I'll shave it all off just to use it to start a fire in your house. Pile it up, light it, add some kindling. I'm serious. An Australian taught me how to make a good fire. I made up a statistic, because comedians can do that. 68% of men have a redhead fetish. 68%. Sounds probable, right? I think it's because we're the next coolest thing after inventing fire. More alluring because we're harder to control. I did have this one guy, though, who asked me why redheaded men and women are so different. He said, why are the women so extreme, but the men are so funny and charming and sweet, like Ed Sheeran or Prince Henry? And I was like, uh-huh. And when did you first realize you were attracted to men with a mutated gene? I've really been enjoying reconnecting with friends, whether like they're 6,000 miles away or they're right down the street. Calling is caring, folks. Seriously, it's been so good. I got this call recently from a friend who was worried about me, and this is how it went. She was like, okay, hey girl. I was like, hey. She was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah. She was like, I saw you the other day walking down the street screaming, fuck. Like, are you okay? And I was like, well, I've got to be honest. My therapist told me to recognize my needs and stay motivated. So I told her I was just exercising and voicing what I want out of life. Can't hurt. But I get her concerned though, because right now people have gone crazy. Like, there's some serious COVIDiots out there. If you go out these days, you'll find the people that are either like starving extroverts, or they are in denial, unbelievers, things like that. Or there's those people that would rather go out and get COVID and die than stay at home with their family doing puzzles. And then there are those douchebags that are leaving their house, going to the store just to yell at people for not being 6 feet apart. I call those people masked skeetos because they suck. You are not saving lives. You're just making people want to abort theirs. Man. But during these times, I get it. People are missing out on social events. They want to go out to their favorite restaurants. They want to go out to music events, and they want to go to comedy shows, and they want to, get back hitting their Tinder dates. And that is why I have created my own exclusive line of isolation sex toys. Toys that will make you appreciate that you're all alone in the world. Either way, let's get back to it. I've got essential worker play dolls. I've got nurses, and I've got grocery store cashiers. For men, I've got pocket pussies that are shaped like your favorite fast foods. Perhaps a Chipotle burrito or a Filet-O-Fish sandwich. Not to mention the entire line from Taco Bell with personalized packets of hot sauce lube. Yes, yummy. Now, for ladies, we have a Siri and Alexis compatible vibrator that you can talk to for hours. It is called the Double Deaf BFF. We also have happy face floggers, because no one can be sad when you feel the thud or sting of a smile. For those more immune deficient lovers out there, we do have a delicious line of gummy vitamin cock rings. Morning would be the best time to enjoy these. And we also have ball gag attachments for your N95 mask, and a whole selection of tropical flavored Purell lubricants. And every butt plug sold comes with a free box of fresh scented latex free gloves. We say here, stay home, never leave, but keep coming. Thanks, folks. gotta stay healthy. Oh. Oh yeah. I actually really don't leave my house. It's kind of sad. But I take COVID very seriously. Like 2 weeks ago, I went to the grocery store and I got all the ingredients for like homemade fat pizzas. Since then, I've gone through all of my provisions. Yesterday, I had tomato bread. It was just as boring as it sounds. But that encouraged me to take on another project, and I created my own cookbook called The Basic Bitch Recipes. And it has an entire section on ramen noodles. It also has a section on the wonders of Wonder Bread. Oh yes. Oh yeah, we gotta stay healthy. But I've been thinking a lot about the folks who are stuck at home alone. You know, I really do care about them. It's crazy. People, you know, how they're handling all this. I had a guy recently who got a hold of me like via Facebook Messenger, and he tried to give me a pickup line, and it was a good attempt. It really was. He said, "Man, I just wish it was you and me in quarantine. Be my pandemic penguin, baby." Right? That was super cute. Oh my god. Until he was like, "I just want you to know I'm a pyromaniac penguin, and I also have fireproof couch cushions." That's when he realized that I was a psychopathic penguin. Made it for life. His name is Tanner anyways, and I can't really date a guy named Tanner. I just feel like it seems like a very factually correct insult anytime someone says our names, like Aurora and Tanner. But I was thinking recently about dating apps. You know, they must be tanking right now. They must just be bombing. Of course, when everything comes back up, they'll skyrocket, pregnancy and STD explosion. But I was thinking about this app specifically back in Alaska. It's actually called Wood Stove, okay? Wood Stove. Stay with me. This app was created by a woman for women. Its purpose is for women to contact men, go out and have one-night stands with them, so they don't feel awkward or guilty or ashamed. I think it's genius. I think it's wonderful they finally made something like this. Woman power. Yes, finally. It's like player number 2 has entered the game. Name, X chromosome. But like the name Wood Stove, I could never get on this app because the name just reminds me of like a dirty box that gets like a new log thrown in every night. You know, like wood may vary, burning may occur. Oh, don't forget to eat organic during a pandemic. Thank you guys. My name's Aurora Hermanns. You can follow me on Aurora Aphrodite on Instagram. Love you guys. Now, to continue this vagina monologue, when she's not in quarantine, you can find her performing comedy, music, stand-up, and poetry on Oahu. In the meantime, you can follow her on Instagram at Tiffany Yamauchi.
Hi, welcome to Story Time. Are you guys ready to hear a story? Great. Once upon a time, in a kingdom not so far away from here, there was a young girl with a relatable and throwaway name like Sarah. Sarah was young, we've established that, and sweet and full of expectations for what her future might hold. Adventure, love, happiness. She was also very stupid and easily excited when invited to parties because her personality, like her name, was relatable and throwaway. Oh, how she loved to party. All through her college days, just party after party after party. Until one night, something went very, very wrong. Something's not right at the frat house tonight. There's no drinking or laughing or such. Maybe it's me, but I think you'd agree They don't turn down the music too much. Sarah says, boys, won't you throw me a party? But they throw her a curveball instead. For while we were away, something happened today. And now all the frat boys are dead. 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 Sarah drops to her knees on the steps of the frat house, amongst beer cans which litter the ground. Raises two tear-filled eyes up to the Greek letters and whispers, "You are the best frat house around." I could always stop by to get drunk or get high, with a slap on the ass, guaranteed. But now that you're gone, 'cause hell and its spawn, I'll have to stop by the high school for weed. All the frat boys are dead. No more weed. All the frat boys are dead. 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 No more Post Malone. All the frat boys are dead. All the frat boys are dead. So she quit college and she went to work. She worked and she dated and she went back to school online, all through her early and mid-20s, and always waiting for adventure, love, happiness. One day she met a kind, handsome young prince. He was an old coworker of hers, and they got married and they lived in a beautiful, affordable castle. This is a fairy tale, and they had a baby. It was a beautiful child, the most beautiful thing she'd ever seen, with soft skin and a deep heart and a laugh that echoed throughout the kingdom. But sometimes that beauty was accompanied by sadness, because that's what motherhood is. It's beautiful and sad. And sometimes that sadness would fill her heart until it overflowed into a song. Mommy's late for work, mommy's late for work. Mommy's late for work, mommy's late for work. Mommy's late for work, mommy's late for work. You made her late. You ruined her life. You bring her pleasure. You cause her strife. And she can't handle this duality, this ambivalence is the fatality of punctuality. Mommy's late for work, mommy's late for work. Mommy's late for work, mommy's late for work. Mommy's late for work, mommy's late for work. You made her late for the very first time. when her period was late, 'cause she was pregnant with you. If you didn't get that, she'll love you anyway. It's in her DNA. She can't abort that, and she can't handle this duality. This ambivalence is the fatality of brain functionality. Mommy's late for work, mommy's late for work. Mommy's late for work, mommy's late for work. Mommy's late for work, mommy's late for work. You made her late! And the song echoed throughout the kingdom. Years went by. 2 years went by. And Sarah began to realize that she didn't really want to live in the castle. And she didn't really want to be married to the prince. So she stopped. Of course, it was more complicated than that. It was very complicated, but for our purposes, let's just say she stopped. And for the first time in her life, she experienced a sort of clarity and a happiness. And it was her. Adventure, love, happiness, her and her song and her beautiful child. And she wished that she could have experienced that clarity earlier. And well, no sooner had she wished it than a magic bottle appeared in the air before her, and a disembodied voice whispered, "Tell her." And Sarah was like, "What?" And the voice boomed, "Tell her." So she thought long and hard, and she wrote down a message, and she put it in the bottle, and the bottle disappeared. 15 years earlier, in a kingdom not so far away, it's the same kingdom, this is like a callback, Sarah was getting ready for a party, when suddenly a magic message in a bottle appeared in the air before her, and a disembodied voice whispered, "Listen." And this Sarah didn't have to say what, because her hearing wasn't that bad yet, so she just said, "Okay." And the message was this. Dear me, /you/me/you. You're probably wondering what it is that I have to say to you, /me/you/me. Absolutely fucking nothing, because I'm afraid of altering the timeline, or splitting the timeline, or just in some general way fucking up the timeline. See, the issue is that I've already said too much, because by now you're aware that there's a rift in time that allows me to send this message. Fuck, I shouldn't have said a rift in time. The only thing that brings me solace is that I'm pretty sure what you're gonna do with this information is absolutely fucking nothing, because I know you're just as concerned as I am about affecting change, because we both read a lot of science fiction as kids. second thought, is there any possible way you could just ignore this? And she did. The end. Thank you guys so much for coming to Storytime. Up next, to hear her clean comedy, catch her on the air at hawaiiswave.com, and to hear her perspective on all things not clean, please enjoy Nikki Gour.
All right, so we've all been seeing those memes that we're in this together. We're in COVID together. But the fact of the matter is we're all grieving the loss of normalcy very, very differently, right? I mean, we're all quarantined very, very differently. Some of us are quarantined with our best friends. Some people are quarantined with their kids. Some people were newlyweds. Some people are in the middle of divorces. Some people are quarantined with roommates that have extremely boring, dull sex and thin walls the other roommate can't even masturbate to. For myself, I am 31, single, quarantined by myself with no kids, no pets, just my vibrator that I have had a relationship with, an intimate relationship with, the past 6 years. Now, in 1969, Dr. Kubler-Ross developed the 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. What I find interesting is now in 2020, those 5 stages of grief really work as stages of COVID. So I offer to you now the stages of grief in relation to COVID with subcategories according to the single, quarantined, all on her own me. Stage 1, denial. Within the first 24 hours of the stay-at-home order happening, I had 3 comedy gigs, 2 play performances, 4 MC gigs all get canceled. And I'm thinking to myself, you guys are fucking crazy. This isn't happening. You guys are all just like reading into the news too much. Then I ended up having 2 like reputable, marriageable kind guys cancel on me for dates because they were like, oh, we should postpone until things are safe again. And I literally think you pussies. Like, this is... And then my fuck buddy flaked out on me and I was like, oh my God, this might be getting real right now. I might not. But it really wasn't until my Brazilian waxist called me that I truly came to the submission of denial when she said that she was closing up business, which meant so were my legs. We move now to stage 1, preparedness. People flocked to stores worldwide, toilet paper, wet naps, cleaning supplies. In France, it was condoms, were completely wiped off the shelves in a matter of minutes. Now, myself being a survivalist and realist, decide to head straight to the Nutella aisle and stock up with that. I'm thinking to myself, Nutella is going to get me through a pandemic way more than 32 rolls of toilet paper. The reason why preparedness is still under denial is because I really thought that 5 large jars of Nutella were going to make do instead of like just the only 4 rolls of toilet paper that I had at my house. I was pretty sure that I was going to be fine. Now, stage 2, anger. I never really got angry as much as I got like scared angry, I think. was scared angry that I might lose my job. I was scared angry for both of my parents who are healthcare workers that work in hospitals in LA. I was angry, scared when I found out I wasn't going to get laid for 14 days. Then I was like angry, scared when that turned into 30 days of not getting laid. And then it turned into this like Hulk-like angry, scared when 60 days of my punani was going to be in quarantine. Which leads us to stage 2-A, horniness. Now, within the first 72 hours of the stay-at-home order and kind of really realizing I wasn't going to be canoodling with my friends with benefits and I wasn't going to be, you know, swilling around with Tinder dates anytime soon, this strange reaction came into my body where I started getting turned on by everything from Nutella to butter to crooked smiles to unmanicured nails. There's a mortgage commercial right now where this just dad bod knockoff Chris Hemsworth scruffy looking is trying to get you to apply for a mortgage. And I literally went onto the website to see if there was more pictures of him so he could just come through my screen and pillage my village, Scandia my plow my field. And then I realized plowing your field was more of a farmer thing. So then I started fantasizing about farmers tending my garden down there. That would be somebody wonderful to be quarantined with. Aren't you guys thinking about that now? A guy that can grow you vegetables? That's what I was thinking. Stay up there, horniness. We're not done with you. So, stage 2-B then. Self-improvement and charitable work. The only way that I can feel like I can distract myself from horniness is to better myself with knowledgeable classes and like maybe helping out the community. So I signed up for masterclass online. I'm taking comedy classes with Samuel L. Jackson. I prepared and cooked my very first lobsters. I started teaching myself how to do the ukulele. I started teaching a like story time craft show online for little kids. I made care packages for homeless people so they would have soaps and conditioners. Je pratiquais mon français, mais j'ai oublié le mot pour horny. En français, c'est honey. Which leads us to stage 2-C, anxiety attacks. I have now put so much on my plate, so much that I normally did, and like what I'm now going to refer to as the days of norm. I am now doing things so much that I have to literally schedule in my anxiety attacks. I'm looking at my calendar going, well, I can do a full mental breakdown between 5 and 5:45. And if that doesn't work, we're going to have to push it to tomorrow at 7:52 between hot yoga, which in quarantine is doing yoga in your kitchen with the oven open and left on, and your second round of masturbation. You know what? I'll just pencil myself in for an anxiety attack, like for both of them. And if you don't need one, you can just eat a tub of Nutella. I have very much enjoyed being single over the last few years. I feel like I have done a very, very good job of hiding my desperation while hunting for a husband in the wild. I think I truly took real dating for granted because now we have virtual dates. We have virtual dates and you get on a computer and you're talking with someone you've never met before and you don't know if their penis is just gonna like shoot up from the other end of the screen. And I find myself bargaining now with the universe. Dear universe, please, 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 please let me date again in real life. I promise if you let me date real people in real life again, I will never just go on a date just to get a free meal ever again. I promise that I'll always use protection, and I promise that I will never just ghost a guy after I got dick. That's a lie. I'll never ghost a guy if he gave me good dick, but bad dick is up in the air. Much. Sincerely, muchas gracias, peace to you, alvidrege, from Nikki. Nicole's my legal name. You know that, universe. Okay, ciao. Universe has yet to answer this one, though. However, it does lead us to stage 3A, intense horniness. Intense horniness. I began really missing making out with strangers. But I will tell you this, that a small kind electrical shock from when you're trying to rewire your battery operated vibrator, stage 1 preparedness, you forgot to pick up AA batteries because you were so fixated on Nutella, you decided to take a masterclass on YouTube about rewiring such devices. And that small kind electrical shock might be just as good as an orgasm for an evening. As we move on now to stage 4, depression. There's a lot of pills you can take out there. I'm personally afraid to talk to my doctor about these things, and I know that's not the right answer. I know we can seek help, but I do find what does work for me for depression is to eat my feelings. And I have the perfect recipes for you, or at least the items that you can pick up to be able to deal with your depression. Mine include salt and vinegar chips, butter, queso cheese right out of the jar, salt and vinegar chips dipped in the queso cheese right out of the jar, and Nutella. And Nutella, if you haven't quite picked up on that. However, in stage 4, exceptional fervent horniness, you will start fantasizing about putting that Nutella on every single body part imaginable. What I wouldn't do to lick some Nutella off of a dick right now. Actually, the visual for that's a little bit fucked up, right? You don't maybe want that down there. No, I'd still do it. It still sounds amazing to me right now. The Nutella and the dick, but mainly the Nutella. Stage 5, acceptance. This is it. We're not going back to the days of norm anytime soon. And I really do believe that this is just the universe telling us to sit down, shut the fuck up, and just be grateful for what you do have and accept what's going on. So I've done it. I have accepted it. I have decided that I am supposed to work on the relationship with myself as well as with my newly rewired AC powered vibrator. Thank you. All right, so our next comedian is the absolutely beautiful, talented, dirty girl comedy herself. Her name rhymes with Bustine or Lustine. It's Justine Smith.
Bustine is now my professional name. I'm gonna have that changed without a doubt. Holy crap. All right. Hi, everybody. It is me. It is Justine Smith. Yeah, of course, we're all talking about quarantine and all that good shit, but I have to be very honest, and I feel a little bit guilty, but not really. I fully am living my best life in quarantine overall. I'm a natural introvert. I have severe IBS, and someone brought it up that quarantine was a gift to people with IBS, and it hadn't occurred to me that I hadn't taken a shit on the side of the road since March, since all of this happened, and that really is fucking amazing. Well, everybody was buying toilet paper, and I was like, as long as I've got it for my car, I've got no problem here, because that's really the amount of times I have to take a shit on the side of the road actually has me thinking that I want to lobby to have toilets put strategically throughout the city, because there's no way, it's illegal. I'm shitting on the side of the road. It's fucking illegal. It's not safe. It's not good. Anyway, that was too much, I feel, to share, but I love to talk about the fact that I can't hold my turd, and I didn't even know that that was a thing until I got married, and my ex-husband was like, oh, I've really got to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, do we need to pull over right away, because that's what I have to do, and he was like, no, I can hold it till we get home, and I was very confused by all of that, so anyway. I'm digging the introvert in me that just loathes people to their core, is just loving that I don't have to leave my home. It's very interesting to be on Facebook right now. I've got a lot of beautiful friends that are kind of losing it a little bit, and I understand. Again, I'm in this kind of like Zen space, and they're really not. But I've got some friends who are like, this is tyranny, and I've got some friends going, you don't wear a mask, you're a murderer, and I'm like, I feel like I now know people that would have turned in a Jew, and that scares me a little bit, if I'm being a little honest. Too much? Yeah, that's where we're going. That's where we're going today. Shit and there. All right. But I think, everybody's in this big rush to go back to normal, and I recognize that I had set up my life not well. Like, I thought I was doing well, but all I was doing was working, and it was really taking its toll. So in all of this, I'm like, I've got to rethink all this. I got to rethink my life. And so everybody who's like, I can't wait till things get back to normal. And as soon as they're normal again, then, then we'll all be fine. We'll all be happy. And all I keep thinking is, normal wasn't sustainable for me personally. Like, that's on me, right? But I want to make sure that, people really understand that what normal was probably won't be what's normal moving forward, more than likely. But the good news is, people are still awful. Like, that is the one, the one constant through all of this. And if you go to the grocery store, it's an absolute nightmare because people are still total shitbags. So at least we'll have that moving forward. Yay. Yeah. Too much. Again, I don't know. But here's the thing too. I'm like, can we hold on to the social distancing? Like, I get the mask, I get the idea behind the mask, but here's what bothers me. I've got very cute little masks that I bought to support my friends, but I still feel like if I can smell your fucking fart through my mask, I'm probably could catch a virus through that mask as well, because, and I tried to do some research, and this is a true story. My Google history shows, is a virus smaller than a fart molecule? And I'm telling you, no one's done the research yet, and I think I might be onto something, because I'm honest to fucking Christ. Anyway, also, I really am hoping we can maintain this social distancing. I've never really liked people in my space. So if we can keep this 6 feet thing, like, I'm gonna be golden. I'm gonna be stoked. I'm gonna be like, Kyle, get the fuck out of my aura. It's too much. Back up. And right now I can say that, right? I can be like, oh, bitch, back your shit up. But it's not going to be too cool in a couple months. That's going to suck a little bit. It's weird, though, being in quarantine, because my best friend is staying with me right now. He needed a place to stay. So he's staying with me right now. And it's weird because, like Nikki was talking about, there's a lot of horniness that's happening in my world right now, and he's very attractive, and we used to date, so I know what the dick is like, so I'm always like, oh, if we could just get a little bit. But also there's no space or area for me to masturbate, which is driving me fucking crazy, because everyone is home all the goddamn time. And I love my children are the greatest people on this planet. And I actually have really enjoyed having them home. But between, and they've got the bedrooms. I live in a 2-bedroom, and they have the bedrooms. They're teenage girls. They need their space. And I'm down for that. But then I sleep in the living room in one bed, and my friend sleeps in his bed also in the living room. That's not weird. And it's really fucking, like, unless I wake up in the middle of the night and can, like, quietly grab my quiet vibrator, thank you, Jesus, there's no masturbation happening, but I'm horny all the time. And Venus just went into retrograde. So it's like my vagina's just like it's all I can think about. And in fact, I was telling Nikki the other day how I've noticed that my neck actually looks like a vag, right? I've got vag neck, like it's like as above, so below. Like I'm seeing them fucking everywhere, and all I want to do is, it's driving me crazy. And so this is how bad it's gotten. So I've been, obviously I've not had sex in the 2 months being in quarantine and the 22 months prior to quarantine. So I'm like, I've got to find space here. I got to find time to do this. And the worst, this is so sad. So the girls were gone. My kids, they had gone to do something with friends, or they went to see their dad. And my roommate or my friend is like, well, I'm going to shower, right? And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. And I was sitting on the couch and all of a sudden I was like, ooh, this is opportunity, right? Because he's always like, oh, shit and shower, right? So it takes him a second. He's going to be so thrilled that I just said that. So, so he goes in, and so I know I've got time, and I'm like, fuck, okay, great. But where do I still can't, like, where do I go? I can't go in my children's room. Like, that's just some sort of fucked up I cannot handle. And so this is what I did. So my bed, the head is backs the wall, but then the two sides are open, right? So I decide I'm going to go between the wall and my bed, and I grab the vibrator, but I have to be able to see, like the kids might come home. I don't know. It's this very stealthy masturbatory situation here. So I'm like, how am I going to do this? So I kind of crouch down and I make up the story in my head. Like, what if all of a sudden he opens the bathroom door and comes out, and I'm like crouched down and like my head is on my mattress like this, you know, because like you got to watch. And I'm like, what if he comes out? Like, what am I going to tell him? And I'm like, oh, I'll tell him. And of course, anytime I'm going to lie, it's like over the top, exacerbated lie. Like the details are obscene. So I'm like, I'll just tell him that I was reaching in my bottom drawer because I needed a what do you call those things? A card, not a credit card. Oh Jesus, gives a shit. I'm gonna reach in there. I'm gonna grab some. You know, this is what I'm grabbing because I need it. And it was this elaborate fucking story. And instead of being like, I just had to rub one out. And so I'm crouched, chin on bed, a vibe is down, and I'm like, come on. And that's when it gets like, it's almost like a game, like there's a clock, right? There's a tick down. And I look up sort of, cause I'm sensing something like a door might open, and there's my fucking dog. And she's like staring at me. And I'm like, well, if that couldn't get any more sexy, I mean, come on. I've never felt more. And so I'm like, I'm like, come on. And the whole time that I'm in this like panic masturbation mode, I'm also thinking about him, right? So it's like this weird, like I know he's in there shitting, but yet I'm thinking about him in a sexual way. The dog is staring at me and I'm trying to hurry. And that is where I'm at sexually. And that's just not a great place to be, I don't think. Because it's either that or the middle of the night if I have insomnia and I'm literally looking at like dirty pictures on my phone. Like I feel like the 12-year-old kid flipping through the Victoria's Secret, like jerking off on titties. I'm like, ooh, she's pretty. Yeah. So yeah, I'm feeling good about my sex life. I don't think it's been better, really, if I'm being honest. Right before quarantine hit, a friend of mine gave me a yoni steamer. I don't know if you guys have heard of this or seen these things, these yoni steamers. Because she's like, do you want one? I was like, yeah, I fucking want one. Because I was all about my puss even before this happened. Now it's even worse, all I think about. So I was like, yeah, I want a jade egg. Yeah, I'm going to go to a jade egg class. Yeah, I want a yoni steamer. So what I was picturing, like a moron, was like the little Tibetan singing bowls. Like I thought it would be like this beautiful little bowl that I put herbs in and steamed my vagina, you know, a yoni steamer, carpet cleaner. And what it was, or what it is, I should say, is a bucket, like a construction bucket that you would say throw trash into, with a nice wooden seat on top. And all I can think is, how this is ridiculous. Like And everybody kept asking me, everybody come to the house and they would be like, why do you have a toilet? Is that for your car? That was the thing. Oh, did you get a toilet for your car? And so now I'm like, do I use it as a steamer or do I use it as a shitter? And I feel like at the end of the day, I need it to poop in more than I need it to clean my vag. Yeah. And that's all I've got for you today. Anyway, now you know more about me than you ever wanted to know. Yeah, that's how we live. Our next comic coming up is one of my favorite comics. I was lucky enough that she contacted me to be on the last Tits and Giggles show that we were able to do. And I should have put her as a headliner, and that was my bad. So she is your headliner tonight. Please give it up for Miss Simmone Park. Woo!
Ow.
Hello, thank you so much. Fucking got you, motherfuckers. Like, you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, first she brought coronavirus and now we have to sit through this. You're fucking So I'm just gonna take a minute of silence so you can go and kill yourself. I'll wait. It's okay, I'm patient. I'm Asian. No. So I am Simmone Park. I'm so excited to be here. I am originally from Toronto, Canada, but ethnically, I am Korean. And yeah, like growing up, it was really difficult because I was expected to be this good Korean girl. So I had to be super polite and play the piano and violin. And of course, I had to be good at math. Because you know what they say, right? Once you go Asian, you never miss the equation. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I was raised in the ghetto, in the hood. So I was good at math, hood math, though. I was good at hood math. Like, you know, the first time I ever gave a guy a hand job, and I was like, circumference with an upward trajectory, carry the 2. I was so skilled, he left me a 20. Yeah. I was so good at hood math that I know that you can fit exactly 3 1/4 pounds of weed into one violin case. My parents were very surprised when I wanted to upgrade to cello. Yeah. But no one really thought this like little Asian girl was capable of doing anything illegal. So I was 14 years old when I started using a fake ID to buy alcohol. Yeah, just like these white cashiers just couldn't tell us apart, you know? Yeah. I mean, I was 14, but I could have been 40 and named Ling Ling. Yeah. But, you know, I know it goes both ways. You know what happens to Asian women, right? We look basically like this until all of a sudden, without any warming, bam, we're a short, fat, hideous, toothless beast with a hunchback and a perm. And guys, I don't know how much time I have left. So I've really thrown myself out there into the dating world. And they say that the 30s is where women reach their sexual peak. I'm 37 now. I'm fucking peaking like the duck, okay? It's pretty bad. Like, I'm so horny, I can barely make it through a farmer's market without getting a little moist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to eat organic, but there's just something about those GMO zucchinis, if you know what I'm saying. All right. Or you guys know when you see like 2 dogs in heat and they're just fucking humping away. Humping away. Yeah, I look at that shit and I'm like, lucky bitch. So basically, I want to tell you guys a little bit about my situation. So I am from Canada. I kind of got stuck here in a very remote area of Hawaii during this pandemic. And I'm a minimalist now, not by choice, but I basically got a place. I don't have a car. I don't have furniture. And I'm so isolated. It takes me 30 minutes to walk down the street or 90 minutes to get to and from the post office. So dating is pretty tough. Been doing a lot of video calls. But my resources are dwindling. So I need to be very selective, right? Like if I put on eyebrows for our video chat, you're basically baby daddy material, okay? Because I'll be damned if I'm going to catch the Rona for going into Sephora, okay? Fuck that shit. Now, before my first actual face-to-face date, I decided just in case things go well and I get lucky, that I'm going to do a little bush maintenance, right? But remember, I don't have scissors, I don't have razors, I don't have tweezers, I got nothing. So, this is a true story, guys. I fucking took a knife and I'm hacking away at my fucking pews. I felt like G.I. fucking Jane, okay? I've never felt more empowered in my life. That actually happened. I just want you guys to get you know, I feel like being a comedian is kind of like being a single woman dating, because I'm always just desperately trying to see if you guys like my bits. But you know, I'm pragmatic, so I'm here on the big island of Hawaii, and I basically only date farmers. Yeah. So like bye-bye Tinder. Hello, farmersonly.dating. That's a thing. That's a thing. Because here's the way I see it. Like, let's say I get pulled over by the police because they are giving out tickets and fines if you go out for things that are not essential. At least I can say I'm getting produce, right? So, I went on one date with this farmer, and he was like, he's a banana farmer. So he's like, oh, do you want to take some bananas with you? And I was like, oh my gosh, really? I mean, I guess, like, thanks, that's so nice. This guy fucking hands me a pull saw, and he's like, come on, let's go. So I was like, okay. So then he's like, so I don't know if I'm just a city girl, but I think that if you cut the bunch of bananas, and look, there's like 100 bananas on a bunch, you cut the bunch off and a new bunch grows. No, not at all. You gotta cut down the entire fucking tree, okay? Yeah. So I have this pull saw and I'm trying to still be kind of cute, you know? And I'm like, oh, okay, you gotta cut down the whole fucking tree, dude. Okay. And I'm like, I'm sweating, and there's banana tree sap fucking getting all over me, and I'm just like, oh my god. So finally, the fucking tree falls. And I feel again like G.I. Jane, fucking badass warrior, drenched in the face. I'm super red. I look like I've just had a shot of alcohol, you know, sweating. And I wipe the sweat off my forehead. And this fucker has the audacity to be like, what happened to your eyebrow? Piece of shit. So I would say we don't know what we have until it's gone. And I miss the days of traveling where I could just see the world and go wherever I wanted and develop my passport of dick. Yeah, ladies, if you don't have a dick passport, you are missing out, okay? The dick passport is actually the best way for a lady to learn about a country and its culture. Yeah. So, I'll give you an example. Did you guys know that in South Korea, Netflix and chill is, do you want to come over to my place and eat ramen? It's a true story. Now, I was in Seoul, and I did not know that. So let's just say I got a very different noodle from what I had anticipated. Damn Korea. Are there any Jamaicans? So I actually used to live in Jamaica momentarily. And Jamaicans are kind of just like white people in the sense that they think all Asians are Chinese. Yeah. So in Jamaica, if you're an Asian man, you are Mr. Chin. And if you're an Asian woman, you're Miss Chin. So everyone's like, Miss Chin, Miss Chin. And I was like, actually, I'm Korean. Yeah. So one guy's like, ayo, chinny chin chin. I was like, I guess I've been eating a lot of beef patties. But let's just say about Jamaica, you know how they say once you go black, you never go back? Yeah, at least not without a strict minimum 3-month Kegel regime. Wow, stamp that passport with Jamaica. What about Latinos? Do we have any Latinos? Yeah. Well, I was actually in Puerto Rico, and I was fucking this guy, and he didn't really speak English, and I don't speak Spanish, but it's okay. You know, we have the language of love. So he's giving it to me from behind. I don't think you guys are gonna see this, but I'm gonna kind of get up on this chair here. So he's like giving it to me from behind, right? And he was like, "Sí, mamita, mamacita. Dígame. Tell me, how'd you like it?" And I was like, Despacito, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Stamp Puerto Rico. Let's see. What other horror moments do I have for you guys? Do we have any Brits? Any Brits? Yeah, I mean, from my experience, I don't have a huge, sample size, I guess, but most Europeans are uncircumcised. They kind of look like Kenny from South Park with the hood all fucking. Yeah, it's like a pig in the blanket, sausage roll. There has never been one time that I've wanted a spotted dick for dessert. Now, I met this British guy, right? And the thing about British guys is that no matter what they say, it sounds super posh and like nice. He was like, "Oh, I really like having sex when girls are on their monthlies, especially when you pull it out, yeah? And there's a slug on the end." Fucking disgusting, right? So I take this guy home with me, yeah? And he was like, "Yeah, I'm really, really excited for this." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." So he pulls it out, and I'm like, "Oh God, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life." So you gotta keep them hard. You gotta keep them hard. All dicks look the same when they're hard, right? So, and he's like, he wants to put it in the garage, in the back. And I said, no, son, that's exit only. So we're doing it. He's like, "Yeah, do you really like it? Do you like it? Is it wicked?" I had to be like, "Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it like that." In like 21 seconds. It was terrible, but stamp England. I'd have to say that the absolute worst one was San Francisco. Now, there's this thing, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but it's called Asian fetish or yellow fever. I didn't know what this was, but, as a traveler, they were like, "Do you know what yellow fever is?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a tropical disease found in parts of Latin America and Africa." No. This is actually where guys only date Asian women because they think that we're, like, subservient and meek and we're going to do whatever you say, And I'm like, that might be the case for some Asian women from Asia. I don't know. Not so much Asian women raised in the hood, okay? Yeah. So this guy starts messaging me, and he's like, "Oh, me so horny, and like, can't wait to love you long time." And I was like, this motherfucker's going down. Yeah, he needs to be taken down a peg for sure. And I really believe, as women, as feminists, that we can be the change that we want to see in this world. Yeah. So I decided that I'm gonna meet up with this guy. This is pretty much our date. Wow, your English is really good. Oh, thank you so much. And he's like, "What do you like to do in your free time?" I was like, Kegels and calculus. And he's like, cool. Yeah. So I work for tech company, artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency, douchebag. And I was like, "Oh, you're so smart." Oh, no. I'm not smart at all. And I fucking had him. Like, you just knew I just by those little fucking balls. Right? So I invite him back to my place, take him home with me. And it came time to see the dick. And I went, whoa, your penis so big. It was a very average dick. So big. And my tiny hands and my tiny vagina. It's never gonna fit in there. Impossible. Circumference upward. No, never gonna fit. I said, wait, I have an idea. And I excused myself to the little lady's room, right? Where I proceeded to slip on the biggest, blackest strap-on you've ever seen in your goddamn lives. And I emerged from that bathroom, hello? And I said, oh, me so horny. Me love you long time. And I finally got to stamp someone else's dick passport, guys. The moral of the story is essentially, if you're going to try to colonize me, you might just fucking get colonized. Don't fucking do that. I hope he learned his lesson. And I just want to say, you guys have been a great crowd. Please give it up for all the beautiful, wonderful ladies tonight. I am Simmone Park. Thank you for watching and listening and supporting stand-up comedy.
Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight, for watching our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Special thanks to Aurora Hermanns, Nikki Gour, Tiffany Yamauchi, Simmone Park, and special thanks from me to you for showing up tonight, Justine Smith. If it's in your flow and if you enjoyed the show tonight, I do have everybody's Venmo and PayPal information. You can find that on the event link or beneath the link for this video. If you feel like feeding a hungry comic, we'd happily take your money. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.